very excited. I'm very excited to do this because I've done this class several times. I love doing anything in person with community. I know that's really hard still for a lot of people. So we decided in my kitchen, I'm going to teach you how to make elderberry syrup. So first things first, and I do need to I sent my husband some notes so that I can be accurate with you guys. First things first, elderberries are the ingredient you're going to want first. So my tips for picking elderberries are you're going to want to pick stemless. So I'm going to show you. They look like these. Can you see it? These tiny little balls. And these are dried elderberries. You're going to want to get dried elderberries, organic, without the stems. If they come with stems, that's okay, but you're going to want to try to do it without, because the stems are actually the only part of the elderberries that you can't eat. So we're going to strain them to make sure that doesn't happen, but it's just easier if you get it. I get them on Amazon. You can get them at local food stores, but just look for elderberry. Try to get stemless and organic. The other ingredient that we're going to use is, and I'm actually going to do this while I talk to you. So hold on. I guess I'll get water from here. You need 4 cups of water. Obviously, everybody's water. I don't really need to go into a whole bunch of detail about that. I'm going to teach you how to do it. This is going to take forever. So hold on. You're just going to have to wait 1 second. So I'm going to get some water. You need 4 cups of water. I'm showing you how to do it in an Instant Pot. Sorry, hold on. Because it is the fastest way to do it. So we're adding 4 cups of water to the Instant Pot. It's live, and I spilled all over my floor, so you're welcome for that. I'm sure everyone who knows was expecting some sort of spillage. So the reason I'm teaching you in the Instant Pot is because it's super, super fast. You can also do it in a pot like this. You're just going to triple the cooking time, okay? So a huge pot or in an Instant Pot. So we've talked about the elderberries. You're going to do 1 cup of those in your Instant Pot with 4 cups of water. Elderberries have been used forever, like since ancient times for medicinal purposes. They are kind of a strong scent. I made a batch earlier and Molly came down and was like, I recognize that smell. And Joe said the same thing when I got home. So you're going to use 1 cup of dried elderberries. This can be doubled or tripled however you want. It doesn't matter. But for this, I'm doing 4 cups water, 1 cup elderberries. I'm going to read you really quick some information about elderberries. So elderberry syrup, this is one of the best ways to take it. It's very, very hard to eat elderberries. So this is so much easier. NIH, which is National Institute of Health, has loads of great research on elderberries. It's been used for colds, influenza, sinusitis, for years and years and years. Let's see, it's very low calorie, so it's a really easy supplement to take every day, kind of no matter what. High in vitamin C. There are 6 to 35 grams of vitamin C in elderberry syrup. They're also really high in all sorts of good acids, and they have a lot of fiber. So this normally is used with also honey. You're going to do a cup of honey. I kind of eyeball it, just to be honest, because I don't want to get my cup all sticky and not have the other ingredients fit in it. So one thing you're going to really want with honey is do your very best to do local, because if you do local honey, then the bees are eating from the same flowers and stuff that are local to you. So for allergies and sniffles and things like that, it's so helpful to have the bees working with the pollinating from the plants around you, because that's going to benefit your body allergy-wise. So you're going to add 1 cup of honey, and then these are kind of the secret ingredient, I think, and these are Ningxia wolfberries. I have used this pack. I got this in my loyalty rewards a couple months ago, and so this is what they look like. So they're just dried wolfberries. They taste great. So my kids back on these. they're gummy. They're really quick. They're super very nutritious. They have minerals, vitamin A, copper, and vitamin C. Copper is a really, really important ingredient or a mineral that gets depleted all the time. So these are what, now I'm going to be eating. These are what Ningxia Red is made of. You can absolutely do 1 cup of dried wolfberries or a cup of Ningxia Red. I personally like to use the wolfberries for a couple of reasons, but 1, we like to snack on them, so I like to have them. But 2, it feels like a lot of Ningxia Red to use, in my opinion. So I get the dried wolfberries. You'll do a cup or a cup of Ningxia Red, either way. These are really good. You can tell how fibrous they are, though. You can. They're very dense. Also, I probably should just. I think they're such a pretty color too. Not that that matters for anything that we're doing, but it's worth noting. Okay, so you're gonna have a cup of wolfberries. Okay, literally this is it for right now with the putting it in the Instant Pot. So if you're making it in the Instant Pot, you are going to do it for 7 minutes. I wanted to do live so you guys could laugh at me while I try to figure my life out. Where can I put this on? Oh, great. Can't get my blood off. We're gonna have to switch because I can't get it on.
This is the real world. Okay, well, luckily I already made a batch. So while we mess with that in a second, if you can't get it, I'll just do it in a minute. I don't know. I used it an hour ago. Y'all are welcome. Okay, well, don't worry about it. I'll turn it on in a second. No, don't worry about it. Gotta keep going. Oh, he got it. Yay! Joe fixed it.
Okay, perfect. So you're gonna do manual 7 minutes. Start. Okay. After the 7 minutes goes off, you leave it alone and let it sit for another 15. So we're actually not going to worry about this anymore because you need to stop.
Sizzle.
I know, but that stresses me out. Okay. I made another batch, so I can show you up close and personal what next. So this is, let's pretend I just took this up. Is that fun? Let's pretend we just took this out of the Instant Pot. I'm going to show you what to do next. So what we're doing, I like to use this very fine strainer. Like I had said before, you want to avoid the stems at all costs. So I'm putting this in, and then, can you see? I don't want to hold the strainer and just pour it. You can see all that goodness. Okay, we're going to leave it just for a second. So also a pretty, it doesn't seem like a big tip, but it really is. Mush it down, because a ton more when you're doing overtime doing these, you will get so much more just from pushing it back out. So you can see, even though I got stemless, there are a couple stems. So I'm glad that we have the strainer. Also, one thing I love about these is I end up taking the wolfberries out sometimes, rinsing them, and then just eating them because they are so flavorful. So we're gonna push it down. I am gonna take a bowl or a cup. I'm gonna take a bowl and put all the extra here. Every time I do a class, I run these through the Instant Pot twice. There is still so much you can get out of this. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll just add a little more elderberries, not the full cup, like a 1/4 cup or something like that. And you're pushing it down to make sure it all gets out. See, sometimes you can really hear it. So weird tip. I have not done this, full disclosure, but I have a team member who swears by it, so I wanted to share it. She takes this leftover stuff, puts it in a huge bucket bowl thing, and puts her feet in it for like an hour. She says you have to do it for quite a long time because all of the antioxidants and things like that get through her feet. And she says it feels like a really, really great cleanse. Okay, so this is the elderberry. I'm sure there's a little bit left I could squeeze out and drain, but I don't want to waste y'all's time. So next, we're going to add the essential oils. I used to add the essential oils to the actual Instant Pot, but over time I realized one thing that we tell people is don't leave your oils in places like a super hot car because it changes the chemical composition of the oils. So what I was thinking is, okay, if I'm putting it in a boiling pot, then some of the oils may be losing their value. So now I wait until it's cooled and I do it afterwards. I wanted to talk about this really quick. It is a very common concern that we get from lots of people on ingesting essential oils. And I totally understand because I felt that way too. But I wanted to explain a couple things on that first. One, Young Living has a whole line of oils called Vitality. These are an example. If it comes in a white Vitality label, it is generally recognized as safe to ingest. So this one is actually labeled as a supplement. This is Copaiba. It comes in a Vitality, but you can see the difference. So anything that comes with the white label, it is generally recognized as safe to ingest. But I also kind of want to point out, because this is super common and people who are not exposed to essential oils have this concern. Everybody's already ingesting essential oils. There's essential oils in Coca-Cola. There's essential oils in mouthwash. There's essential oils in toothpaste. One of the most common food preservatives is actually a mix of essential oils. And it's kind of everywhere. If you see it flavoring, a lot of the time, not all of the time, but a lot of the time, it is essential oils. And so I really think it's kind of important for people to understand, because I have the same concern and it comes up pretty frequently, that most of us are already ingesting essential oils anyway, for one, but two, it's all about quality and dosing. I only definitely only recommend Young Living essential oils for ingestion for several reasons. But one, I know there's no perfumes or dyes or additives or anything like that in there. We don't have to get into the whole seed to seal thing right now, but there's nothing added. So I don't have to worry about that. If you're buying from Walmart or Target, it's perfume. Absolutely do not ingest perfume. But the other thing that I really wanted to mention about ingestion is you're doing a tiny bit, and I'll show you here. Gosh, I hope this is, no, it's not. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1. Whoop. Oh, that was like 5, but my family's used to it. So don't be like me. Then boop, boop, boop. Okay. And so it's such a tiny amount. Similar to, most people are comfortable giving their child a vial of children's Tylenol, but you wouldn't give them 4 bottles of children's Tylenol. It's the same thing as we wouldn't. Yes, I'm comfortable in my family ingesting essential oils. I've done my own research. Their doctors know that we do this and are fine with it. I wouldn't give 10 bottles of Thieves to my kids and go drink that. That's what we're going to do. No, we want to be responsible and understand the dosages of that. So I wanted to touch on that, but also I wanted to tell you which oils we're using and why. One of them. Okay, so we're going to do spearmint, which I lost, which I'll add when I'm not on camera, which is super amazing, but it's not as commonly known. I actually set myself some notes on it because it's one of the lesser known oils included in this. Let's see. Okay, so, it's a big one for metabolism. It helps burn up fat and toxins in the body. It helps aid in glandular and nervous and respiratory system. That's why I've always put spearmint in. First of all, everybody wants metabolism boost, but also respiratory. The reason that we have lemon is it is a really, really, first of all, it's a bright flavor. Elderberries kind of taste like prunes, in my opinion. They taste much better when you add the Ningxia or the wolfberries, but the lemon adds a lot of little kick of clean taste. Copaiba is very, very similar to CBD. It's different, but it is similar. It has similar composition. So it's really, really good in cell rejuvenation. So that's an important one. And healing. Thieves is our immune one. It has a mix of oils, clove, lemon, eucalyptus, rosemary, and it's really clean and bright tasting, kind of cinnamony, but it's a powerhouse for your immune system. So it's an extra thing to add in here. Okay, so those are the 4 oils. So this, once you're done, let's see if Allison sent any questions. Nope. Okay, so this is our batch of elderberry syrup. So what I do is I have several different things. I forgot to get it out again. Hold on. Right back. So one of my favorite things to do is either get an ice cube tray, or I have this tray, which is an egg. Okay, it's an egg. What are those egg poppers called? Egg bite. It's an egg bite tray. So what I like to do is I will fill the tray with these. I'm making a mess, but I'm just trying to hurry so I can show you. So here's an example, but with a mess. And then I'll freeze them. Then when we're not feeling well, I will take hot water or tea and I will drop one of these frozen cubes and make an elderberry tea. It is super easy. This would be my emergency stash and not sort of the everyday stash. I'm gonna have to put that up. So that is a really, really fun trick. You can get a dollar store ice cube tray and do that and then just save them. I like to do these. The other thing, which I do, is you can get these small mason jars, fill them up. I've cleaned these very, very well. If you're going to do anything like this, be sure you're cleaning them very well. And these make really, really good gifts. So we have 2 batches, and I will just take this little mason jar. I got these cute little trees. I don't know if they'll stay, but whatever, my neighbors love me, so they'll appreciate the effort. And I'm just gonna glue one on top. I don't have the glue with me, but I'm gonna glue one like that. I made a cute little elderberry syrup label, and that's literally all it takes. So ta-da, here you go. And then it's like something for a little gift. Dosage wise, I recommend, let me see, I want to let you know exactly right. I take about a tablespoon a day, and that's what I recommend for my kids. I have a chart somewhere that I don't have on me, but that I can pass on and put in the groups and stuff. But you really only need a small amount. And if you have a child, you can put it in their juice. It is per weight. You can, like I said, for me, I like to do it in teas, especially if I'm really not feeling well. This is something you can take, because it's a small amount, every day throughout the cold and flu season. It's very, very, very good for immune system, and a whole bunch of other different things. But I hope that's helpful. Is there any questions? Allison, if there's questions, will you text me? Did you see? Yeah, I don't think we can see the questions, but I hope this was helpful. I may have, do you see questions?
Not yet, no.
Okay, well, Allison hasn't texted me, so okay, well, there's our little walkthrough, and if you have any questions, let me know. But it's as simple as that.
There was just, well, I'm just going to interrupt because there was one question. I answered it, but maybe I forgot something. But somebody asked what you run the leftovers again, and what do you add? So just to review.
Yes. Okay. So when I take the leftover berries, then I would put the berries, I would redo the honey, I would redo the water. So 1 cup honey, 1 cup water. And then I add maybe like a small handful of each of the berries again. And you really kind of even don't have to do that. Hallie and I've done this class several times, and every time we've done 2 of these and you get a full thing again. These are really powerful and juicy. And so you get a lot out of it. You could probably also, instead of starting with 4 cups of water, you could probably start with 6. But I find that the extra cook time really, really helps. but you definitely run every batch through twice because you are going to get tons.
Fresh berries or dehydrated?
You're going to want to do dried for both. So the dried wolfberries are right here, and then the dried elderberries as well. You're going to get a lot more. It's easier for them with the water to like get the goodness out, and you're going to get more of an actual juice instead of just like sludge if they're fresh. Questions, concerns? Yay. Okay. Well, happy holidays, everybody, and I hope that you stay healthy. This too.
Typically.
Mhm.